Hello, Augies Worldwide. I'm Dave Casler, amateur radio call sign KE0OG, here with another episode of Ask Dave. We're going to take a look at this device here. It's a NanoVNA, but it's the H4 model, and it's got a bigger screen. Now let me compare this with what I've been using, and what we're simply going to do for a test for it is to check how well it works compared to my old one. So let's take a look at these two here. This is the 4-inch right here, 4.4. It's a NanoVNA H4. It says it's made by Zenko in China, but it was sent to me by AURSINC, AURSINC. And right here we see, this right here is the page for it on Amazon, and it's $89. For this particular version. Now, one thing to know is that the one as they sell it only goes up to 900 megahertz, whereas if you make a change after it, which will tell you in the manual, although this did not come with a manual, but you can find them online to get it to go up to the full 1.5 gigahertz. The reason you want this is be able to tell when measuring handhelds and so on what the harmonics look like, and that's what I use to test it. Now, what we're testing right now with the old one, which I bought at, of all places, online at Walmart, okay, and then this one came from AURSINC. Very nice little package, very nicely packaged. They've moved the USB-C to the bottom, and you both charge it through this port, and also this connects to the computer. Up on top, we have the on-off switch, a place where you can put in a memory card, and then a way to go down, like as you see right here. There's the display. We go down to marker, stimulus, calibrate. Let's go back up to display and say we're going to pick something that we want. Anyway, it's there. Now here's what it comes with. It comes in a very nice box. This is a much better box. This is the old box here, cheap piece of cardboard. This box right here is the kind that you can keep this thing in. This is the top two right here, NanoVNA H4 handheld vector network analyzer. Nice little box. Now it comes with it with a USB-C to USB-A. Okay, there is also a USB-C to USB-C, but very short cord right there. It also comes with a pick that you can use for menu searching, okay, and it also comes with the standards for calibration. And that one happens to be a short. This is the short. This one right here has no place for the inner connector to go, so it's the open. And then this right here is the 50 ohm. Those are the three things that you need to calibrate this. Now, note that the connectors on this thing are female SMA. So here's a male SMA to male SMA, and if you want to, like, for example, connect the calibration loads here, you can with this little thing that converts it back to a female. That way you're calibrated at the end of these little things rather than at the beginning. Calibration is an art unto itself, and I did calibrate this thing. Okay, now this old one right here is what I've been using for doing SWR readings, but I want you to follow that cable, because that cable goes into that computer right there. And there is a piece of software here. This piece of software is called NanoVNA Saver. So you find that on the internet. Be careful when downloading, because sometimes the download sites are tricky and they'll download something other than what it is that you're looking for, okay? NanoVNA Saver, you can set up down here with display setup, and you've got a million options. Here are the charts that you can display, up to 6 charts. We're just going to display one, which is S11, which is the voltage standing wave ratio. VSWR and SWR are the same thing. So most hams call it SWR. In the trade, it's called VISWAR. But be that as it may, you can put markers. It's actually very sophisticated software. Now, you would think, well, this will just reflect on the screen what you're doing on the NanoVNA, but no, you can set it up completely here. So we put a Guzizu vertical portable antenna out back. All my antennas are disconnected because we had a concrete truck come in the back and also had the septic pumped, and so everything was out of the way for them. So we sweep it again, and this will give us what we have here. Okay, now this particular antenna is good on 60 meters, 40 meters. Here's 30 meters right here, and it's okay, but I'd use it with the tuner built into your radio. Here's 3.0 here. On 20 meters, it's wonderful. On 17, 15, it's good, and over here on 12, it's okay. And on 10 meters, it's okay for the bottom part of the band. Now you can adjust the antenna differently. But now what I want to do is connect to the other NanoVNA. Okay, I'm going to first disconnect here. Okay, and then we're going to take this, which is the lead to the antenna, and we're going to hook this in right here. Okay, and we'll take this and plug it in over here. Okay, it's on. Now what we're going to do with this software, which works with all of these, is we're now going to connect to the device. Okay, we're connected to the device. And so it's still the Visuar display right there. And now I'm going to go from 30 megahertz, or 3 megahertz to 30 megahertz, and we're going to sweep. Okay, now this one, like I said, has been calibrated, but on the 20 meter band, it's very good. It is different on these other bands. So we were trying to set up that antenna, and we were moving things on 40 and they didn't move. Let's look at 20 meters a little more closely. Okay, we'll change the start here to 13.5 megahertz, and this one right down here to 15 megahertz. Now let's sweep it again. We're just sweeping the one band. Note that part of it here is above 2. The bottom is here. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to have Teagan run out, and the antenna is too short, so we're going to lengthen it by a couple inches. We have 2 of these little Redivus radios. These are for MURS, M-U-R-S, Multiple Use Radio Service. It's another unlicensed radio service. You don't hear about it much because it's often used inside of stores and stuff like that. So, how's it going?
Going well, almost outside. Antenna has been lengthened about 2.5 inches.
Okay, I'll resweep. We're going to sweep again here. And that worked beautifully. Okay, so we are now 1.3 SWR to 1.25 SWR across the entire 20 meter band. So that works really well. I believe that more because I have calibrated this. I went through the calibration procedure for it. So what do I want to say about this device? I will say, first of all, the price is right. $89 at Amazon. There's a variety of them that you can look at. And AURSINC sells these in the United States, so this is shipped from in the U.S., so all the tariff stuff that we went through for a while doesn't matter. Also, I did calibrate this, so I believe these numbers more than I did these because I never went through the calibration on this. But it works. I like it. If you are in the habit of doing, it's displaying 4 different screens right now, all on top of each other. Whereas over here, you can pick the one that you want. Like, for example, we'll do display setup. We'll go into here and let's pick the Smith chart. Okay, there you go. You get the Smith chart. Here is the actual loop for what it sees for the antenna for the range 13.5 megahertz to 15. Remember, this part right here is 1. The part in the center, the Smith, has an SWR of 1, and you see what happens with frequency. It kind of circles around. This right here is the 2.0 SWR. This is the 3.0. So if we take this down to the actual band, just the band itself, okay, it's 14 to 14.35. Well, I'll just put the 3 in there, okay, and sweep the band. Now you see that it's just entirely within the 2 circle. There's a place there which is, let's see, that's marker 5, right at 14 megahertz with a VISWAR of 1.364, so it's a little ways away from that. So there you have it. Now there's a little bit of loss in the antenna coil itself since that's made of stainless steel, which is not as good a conductor as copper is. Oh, however you like to look at it, it works well. By the way, these MERS radios are cute, handy, and available from Retevis. Okay, so we've taken a look at this new, and I think I'll be using it, and I'll probably look up more so I can learn more about the proper calibration of this equipment. So, until we next meet, 73.